You good, brother? Come on. Shoot. Be able
give me back my I'm Mr. Government Man. Give me back my brother. Mr. Government Man. Give me back my leave me alone. No. Hey, Mr. Government Man. Give me back my
Government is tricky. Nazis, communists, terrorists, it's always an enemy. See, that's a strategy. Make the people fear for their life, take their natural resources to raise the pride. But see, if we unite, we can make an honor the civil rights they ride. See, it's my human right to ride. The government, if the people, I can say what I like. How the feds wanna make money, loan money, they charge you for all the money. See, the money ain't worth shit. It used to be back by gold bricks. No, it ain't even worth the wipe your ass with it. See, politicians use war because they own the company that supply the army with ammo for war. Since camels and swords, people govern the people to manifest destiny. Perverted the warlords, rather pour salt in my sword, be hung by a sword, and let the White House perpetrate government laws. See, we the law, the long lost pharaohs abroad, the governments, the people, government, y'all.
Hotep, Alafia, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, Black laws for all Black people. Good morning, brothers and sisters, first-time listeners. Welcome to another edition of the Sonic Ngoma. We are very happy and pleased to be with you again. I am Khamuo Heru with co-hosts Oba Oláyínká and Farugh Maat. We are a unified body of concerned people, visual artists, musicians, business owners, researchers, and truth seekers. teachers and healers. Our goal is to create dialogue surrounding music, culture, politics as it relates to Africans, people's sovereignty, autonomy, and economic empowerment. Economic empowerment. Here, represented as the Urban Shamans Productions, African Independence Day Organizing Committee, and Mumia Incorporated. Before we jump into today's topic, we want to let you know that part of the Sonic Ngoma radio show, YouTube show, that it is brought to you by the Urban Shamans Productions, African Independence Day Organizing Committee, Mumia Incorporated, Heru, Custodial Maintenance and Home Renewal Services, the Temple of Black Mahaya, and Do the Knowledge Radio. Peace, everyone.
Peace, peace. What's up,
What's
family?
going on, brother?
I'm good, man. Life is magical, man. How's everything with you?
Hey, man. I'm blessed to be alive right now, man.
I hear
Straight
that.
up.
I hear that.
What a powerful time to be alive. So,
Bro,
what's that?
you got the mind for it. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't see
man.
it like that, you know? A lot of people don't see
Absolutely.
it like that.
Absolutely, man. It many are called, but few are chosen. And so I'm just trying to do my part, you know. Was having a conversation a little earlier, and we were talking about walking in the shoes of our elders, walking in the shoes of our ancestors. You know, we had some great examples. We have some great models that we look up to, and it's very humbling, but it's also very empowering to have been fueled by those who came and made an impact, who left a strong imprint, on this movement, on this Black consciousness, those who, definitely anointed us, woke us up out of our slumber. I can speak for myself. There's been many people, who had parted in terms of if they left literary knowledge or individuals who definitely put that work in, in my lifetime. So it's very humbling, but also very, very, I feel charged, fueled to, do the work.
That's facts. I would like to add to that, even fewer decide to step up. So many are called, few are chosen, but even fewer choose to step up. And that's the thing. Like, we got a lot of people that's been chosen because you're here. You're in this physical reality because you've been chosen. But few choose to step up. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? So bad people are stepping up. The villains, the savagery, everybody else is stepping up. You need the other people on the other side to step up. And it's not a lot of us. So that's where the imbalance happens. The imbalance happens when the good don't choose to step up.
Yes. I totally agree with that statement. Peace, Oba. Oba has been behind the scenes. Today's show, we had planned to have Pan Africa come in and have a discussion with us. This technology thing is a new thing. It's new for us, and it's definitely is a new thing for some of our elders. So it's an adjustment phase for us and also for them. But it's an opportunity for us to work through it, figure it out, and because how things has been going, it looks like we will well, this is where we are. Some people say the future. We are now involved in social media and technological communication at this extent. So getting our elders up online and getting them here with us. Sometimes it takes a concerted effort and a lot of patience to make that happen. So if all else works out, we will have Pam Africa today with us, we're always more than excited to have Pam with us and fueling us, as I just said, our esteemed elder.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, like I said, she changed my life on multiple levels. Being the father that I am today, she played a big part of that. Yeah, I mean,
Wow. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I've been like sponsoring and supporting the Mumia movement since 1995. Long time ago. Very long time ago. And so I was on the front line all the time. All the time I was on the front line. And I met my baby's mother there, and then we had children in the movement.
Wow.
And so being a father, you know, it's like you have a different responsibility then. I mean, so you can't be on the front line like you want to.
That's right.
You can't bring the babies to the front line because the potential of things that can happen.
That's right.
I've been threatened by the cops several times, and they told me they know where I live at, and they know who I am and everything else. And so it was kind of scary to bring your children into that kind of environment. So I missed a couple of rallies, missed a couple of speaking engagements, and I was feeling down. I came and apologized to Mama Pam. I was like, Mama Pam, sorry I wasn't there. You know, I had to take care of babies, and yeah, man, like, and she was like, slow down, stop. She said, you know, being a father is very important. And I was like, yeah, I know it's important. Yeah, I mean, I know it's important, all that good stuff, but I don't need to be in the front line. That's what men's supposed to be. Men are supposed to be in the front line. And she was like, you got 2 girls, right? And I was like, yeah, you know, still down. And she was like, you know, you are molding and shaping 2 nations. And I was like, wow. Okay. All right. So then my commitment totally shifts. And so reason why I'm so hands-on is because of that little tidbit. I mean, she reminded me the importance of raising children, the importance of being there, the importance of sharing those life lessons with your children, being there when they need you. So she made that very clear to me, the importance of that. And so I'll be forever grateful for that lesson, because I have benefited greatly from being hands-on and being there. And I'm forever grateful. Outside the other stuff that she has shared with me, but that was the most important tidbit she shared with me. That was
my
like,
glass. I got glasses just like that. I just have to look at.
At last, never give up.
That's right. That's right.
On the move.
Oh man.
My son, Razakan, brother Oba, everybody trying to pull this together at last.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was just sharing.
You know I'm no techie person.
I was just sharing the story about how you changed my life forever by telling me to be present with my daughters.
That's right. That's right.
And I was like so upset about the fact that I couldn't be at the front line. That's what men's supposed to be. Men's supposed to be on the front line and blah, blah, blah. I had to stay home with the baby, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, calm down.
That's front line. Front line.
She said, calm down. You know you in charge of 2 nations right there.
That's right.
And I was like, I never thought about it like that. And since that statement, I've been, you know how the father
hands on.
I've been hands on ever since then. So
2 soldiers.
I'm forever grateful for that tip from you.
All right. Thank you. Look, I got some reports to give out.
Yeah,
Peace, brothers, and everyone. Thank you for just holding on and till we got this through.
Yes.
First, I want to tell you about Brother Chairman Fred Hampton and what's going on up in Chicago. We're leaving and we're going up next week. And he's been under attack. And remember last year we went there to save the Hampton house?
Right.
Okay.
Right. They were trying to take it from him. And the story with the house that he had now was one his father grew up in. And they turned it into the Hampton house. And where activists come and, discuss things. And it's also a museum. In that museum, they found clothing of his father's and several really great artifacts, right? But the house at one time was a drug house. and his uncle was renting the house off. And when he and that's one of my cubs too.
Right.
Brother Fred, I don't know where I went. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
What happened?
We still can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's okay then. Don't have to be there. But he was under attack then, last year. Now they come up with some new stuff. The house that was adjacent, that was right next to his, it was an abandoned house. It was used for drugs. It was all kinds of horrible things happening there. School right across the street. None of the politicians did anything with it. Brother Fred Hampton and his cubs pulled together and they cleaned his father's house up where he grew up at, and the house right next to it. Now that it's something that is used where elders come and get greens, collard greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, all kinds of fruits and vegetables. In Chicago, where his father lived out on the outskirts of Chicago, it's like Detroit. There is no stores there. You can find liquor stores, but you cannot find a food store. So they come up with the concept of do for self, bringing that back. And once the government seen that the community is pulling together and are doing food and are, communicating with each other. Fred had just left Detroit the other night and he came back home. The dogs was barking early in the morning. Then all of a sudden, they run downstairs. They came with these huge gates and are erecting these gates, separating Fred's house from the garden, the Freedom Garden that they had built, and confrontation style. And so what happened, the neighbors came out and the neighbors came out, Fred and them came out, and the neighbors started talking about how Fred and the group there cleaned up the neighborhood just like his father did years ago, uniting people to a common cause and the need for survival. The elders and everybody, they came out, they was on the mics, it was on ABC, but it's still up in the air. What Brother Chairman Fred said before he leave, because they was telling him he had to leave that property. He said, ain't but one way that they're going to leave there. They're going to have to take him in a bag because what he set out to do, they're not going to stop. And also the community is rallying behind them. Like I said, we're going up, Razakhan, myself, and some other people is going up next Saturday. And we're leaving and we'll be there on Saturday. Also that they're doing an event for Delbert Africa daughter lives in Chicago. Oh, wow. So she's doing an event, up there. And we're doing one on August the 8th. And the reason why she's doing the one up there, and these are just, recognitions of August 8th when they took that stand 42 years ago. Like people are taking now, but it's to, another extent where they brought in, just like they bring it in now, and they brought in the federal government, they brought in tanks, they threw hand grenades in the house. And listen, I'm not talking about the move confrontation where they dropped the bomb and the explosive that they dropped and the 10,000 rounds of ammunition that they shot in the house and had to go back and come back with more. I'm not talking about the day that they dropped the military explosive C4 on the house. I'm not talking about the day that they dropped a bomb on there that called Chovik, if I'm pronouncing it right, which is used like in mining when they blow the sides of mountains off. They dropped that on our home with 11 men, women, and children in there. There was a report that was done by the Move Commission where they called it, they said what it was. It was called, it was extreme evil. Extreme evil. And, I'm bringing all this up. And, because through all, they did that because they could not stop Move, by throwing Move in jail,
Right.
by beating, by maiming, by killing, because May 13th was not the first time that they killed Move babies. They
Right.
killed 3-week-old Life Africa on March 16th, 1976. Yi Sing and Janet Africa was going to a store, and they was approached by the cops, beat so severely that Yi Sing miscarried her baby. At another demonstration, Rhonda Africa, who was killed May 13th, and her son was the only survivor from the May 13th bombing. And they beat her so bad when her baby was born, it was born black and blue. And and it became a thing. How did you have a May 13th? How did a August 8th happen? A 1978? These are the things I was saying happened long before they dropped the bomb and everything. When they found out that the beating, the jailings, and the baby killings didn't work, and the demonizing, and because in order for them to kill, they gotta demonize you. They gotta make people think that you're just the scum of the earth. They said our children was unhealthy, but look back in the Inquirer newspaper after the 1978 Rizzo confrontation. They talked about the clarity of our children, and they talked about how our children could sit there. And they say they knew that they were communicating, but they wasn't opening their mouths. They talked about how rich Move children blood was. Because they violated us by taking the blood of our children. They talked about how strong the teeth is and how they will fight when you mess with one of them children. And they went to strap a diaper on one of our children, and our children have the understanding purely. It is our belief, and it is a fact that when you strap a diaper on a baby, and when that baby urinate or move his bowels in that diaper, you might have just changed it, and you think, oh, the baby's cool, and I don't have to change it for another, whatever, but in the meantime, the baby, that feces and stuff is strapped to the baby. Move, don't do that. We're not judging anybody on what you do. We don't do that. So when they went to strap that diaper on the baby and Move children, these were little children. The oldest one was 7. They jumped them motherfuckers. They jumped them. And with they talked about the strength of the teeth. Asked them, talk about the plugs they took out of them. Talk about how they used their nails to scratch them up and things. They fought because they understand. Then when they tried to feed our children their food, and they fought again because they was used to a raw food diet. They saw cooked food as weak food, and which it is. And when you cook it, you take all the strength out of it. And they was used to strong food. So the mentality that, you never allow your enemy to interfere with your belief is instilled in the children. That's why on May 13th, when they came to kill on May 13th, because the children was not there. The children was with a longtime supporter of ours, who's now an ancestor, Gloria Cheeks. They had did the usual shopping when they came back, and the area was surrounded. The blockade was up. They lift the blockade up. Who the hell thought that these motherfuckers was going to drop a bomb? Who thought that they would do the things that they were doing? They let the children back into the barricade, led them into the house, a conspiracy to kill every man, woman, and child in that house. And then they announced, attention, Move, this is America. And what moved people to come out when you surrounded by guns and stuff, you know what I'm saying? There was differences with the community. And most definitely we had differences with them, and they had differences with us. But that's not why they were there. They made pretense that they were there, and because of, the arguments, the words that's being exchanged between neighbors that they caused. But, everything that they did, to silence Move. and they have not been able to do it till today. And our MOVE people are still speaking out. They killed 11 men, women, and children in 85. In 1978, when they came, there was like a bunch of freaking fools. And all, because what happened, one of their cops got shot, James Ramp, and it was clear that MOVE couldn't have done that. MOVE, the Ramp was shot with a bullet going down in the back of his head.
Right.
All their films as well as ours show the cops entering our house. They went from the 3rd floor all the way down to the basement, and they couldn't get any further, because when we say long stand the house that John Africa built, that's exactly what we mean. Because when they entered that house, they had no damn floor plans of our home. We changed everything. They had to bring in more equipment in order to enter the basement area, and they couldn't get in there. They had to take some highly sophisticated thing, and because the floor had several things of cement, on top of it. So they had to, in order to access a hole so that they can shoot down into the basement. The cop, who was a sharpshooter trained to kill, he said he emptied his gun in the area where he heard. This is August 8th, 1978, not May 13th. And because I'm talking, what's coming up is the confrontation that happened on August 8th, 1978, which was 42 years ago. And on that date, when they went into our home, people saw the beat. And I'm asking people, if you haven't seen it, Google the confrontation in Philadelphia with Rizzo and the MOVE organization. You will see it was about the community while we was there. It was about police brutality. It was about housing. It's all the exact same issues that are happening right now and all that was happening then. And we were at the point right then, we were saying no longer will we take that beatings, the jailings, and the murdering of our babies. We was no longer going to take that. When we came out on a platform on May 20th, 1977, it was said to the police, it was said to this government, it was said to America, and with the understanding of this, and if you want to come talking, then we'll talk. If you want to come, with your blackjacks beating and maiming, that's when MOVE held up the baseball bats. We said, then come the fuck on with it, because no longer will you be allowed to beat, maim, kill, move people without the world seeing what was going on. And at that point, these motherfuckers don't mind killing, but they damn sure don't want to be killed. It was like they was in Vietnam, because we had the support of the community as shown, that night. I'm talking about the entire community, because when you build it in your community, when you're building in your community, you build with everyone. You build with the children. You deal with the mothers, the fathers, the grandmothers, the college around there. We built with the youth that was in the colleges, and had the college and the youth that was in the hood, and all pulling together, and so that when a May 20th kicked off, they were there and they were ready. And to show you the community support, go back to May 20th, 1977, and you see Police Commissioner O'Neill make this quote. I don't know whether that's my speakers making that noise.
We're not sure.
But anyway,
We can hear you.
We're not sure,
can hear
Mom,
me?
but we can
Okay.
hear you. Go right on ahead. You're good.
I'm talking about the importance of building community wherever you're at. And you got to build community, because when it was clear that after peaceful protests and us saying why we were there, we talked about all the murders and stuff, and the neighbors was coming forth and talking about things that they seen, things that they knew about MOVE. Now let me tell you about me. May 19th, I didn't like MOVE because I was a person who believed in the newspaper. I believed in this government. I was also called, people used to call me Miss Red, White, and Blue, because May 30th, Memorial Day, from there to Labor Day, I was in some kind of red, white, and blue. So I'm saying I had no, consciousness of who these motherfucking devils were. And what I saw in the paper that Move was filthy and dirty, I didn't see that. But they said it. Move wore Wranglers. I saw them chopping wood. They didn't look like me in my 3-piece suit and my high heels and my long fingernails and my blonde hair. They didn't look like me. There had to be something wrong with them. And they was up there breastfeeding them babies. And I'm saying this was 19. Now, it's popular again to breastfeed, but it wasn't then. And Move and other movements was, showing people the best way to take care of your children is to feed them. But when they came in to kill Move people, and they had cordoned off that area and pushed May 20th, 1977, pushed everyone back, myself included, and for the first time I heard Move. I heard what they was saying, and it was if it internalized inside my body, and and I knew that I cannot allow what I heard to be destroyed. So myself and other people, they had cops and cherry pickers, they had cops all the way surrounding the area, they had cops on the rooftop was shooting their aiming their guns at Move babies' heads that day. And so what happened, I don't know how I wound up breaking through the barricade. All I know, all of a sudden I'm there. And I'm saying for people to come on, and we all, the young, the old, the black, the white, the doctors, the lawyers, the homeless, the everybody, the community, united, came out against this government. And let me tell you, the only reason, John Africa is very strategic, right? The only reason why they did not attack us because of the white college students, the white lawyers, the white doctors that lived in that area, because black folks, we didn't stand alone. And they did not want to take the responsibility of killing them. So they backed off. And on May 21st, Police Commissioner O'Neill said in the newspaper, he said, rhetoric doesn't disturb us. Move have the right to bear arms on their own property. Move have the right to speak. Let Move speak. The neighborhood was rallying and people was warning people that this ain't over. This ain't over, because they're like a wounded damn dog. Oh, you know what? I don't mean, well, yeah, wounded dog. Not saying that they're dogs, because I wouldn't put that what they are, what kind of monsters of evil that they are on dogs. I wouldn't even put it on a pig. And what Move say about the pig ain't never said, here, eat my foot, take my ham, and eat my chitlins, my ears, my nose. The pig is a fucking victim of this goddamn government, and just like we are, and just like they turn around and label blacks, that's the same way they label a damn pig. And when it's not guilty of this bullshit. And but anyway, back to that. And I'm saying eating it shouldn't happen, okay? And but at the same time, the community response was they got in between us. They waited until this was May 20th, on June 4th, they came back with warrants saying that we rioted in the city, and we caused a riot, and they came back with warrants to arrest. That led off to a confrontation where they cut off Move's food and water supply, and for 60 days. And what happened when they found out that was their plan, they went to court to try to justify it. It wasn't. April 4th, 1977, and 1978, and led by the people in the community, just like these movements now that's in the streets. And it was the people who rose up, and the demonstration that surrounded it was massive, where people was telling them don't put that blockade up. But just like Trump Jr., and erected a blockade, cut off the food and water, which lasted, several days. And then it was in the paper by Ed Rendell, who was running for office at that time. The Democrats and the Republicans was battling. The Republicans put that Rizzo had spent $2.5 million on Move in Powelton Village, a handful of nappy-headed Negroes. They didn't say Negroes, niggers, that they could not, do anything with because of the community. Because of the community. When they put that blockade up in 78, it was not the blockade move in, it was to block the community out. But what happened? People like Henry D. Bernardo from the Raymond Rosen projects in North Philadelphia, a group of them marched from North Philadelphia on over to the area where the blockade was up. A group of ministers led by Father Paul Washington, Reverend Weeks, Reverend Wells, Reverend Halls, and a bunch of them, they came to break that barricade down. It was one fight after another. And so then they was forced to, to back up. And they wanted to save face, but they didn't want to do what was right. They had locked up, the night that they killed our sister Janine and Phil Africa's 3-week-old baby, Life Africa, they locked up several Move members and put them in jail. And then when they went to court, they gave them, it was misdemeanor charges, but they gave them felony charges, which sent them to state prisons. We were demanding that they bring our family back. As a result of that blockade coming down and Move taking a stand, and let me tell you one thing, the ancestor, Mama, God, Allah, everything was with us for the world to see. And because it rained, when they cut our water off, we didn't have any water, and it rained, and we had plenty water. The people had gave us plenty food to sustain us, and also it was in the winter, and people was bringing us wood, and they cut the ways of all of that. But in order for that blockade to come down, we told them they had to release our political prisoners. And see, a lot of people don't know the power of John Africa and what he did. And we had political prisoners in jail in Rockview, in Huntington, the House of Correction, Dallas, and what was that other one? And at the Berg. And before that blockade came down, they had to release all of them. But they tried tricks in between that. And because the people was demanding that they feed us. So what they said, well, we'll feed the children, but we're not feeding no adults. And so we said, we ain't accepting that. And we ain't accepting it. So they had this big showing where they're coming to the platform and they bring in, food. So the women were standing on the platform, only the women. When they put that food up there and they said, here, Move, kicked the women, kicked that food, and the children threw that food in the middle of the damn street. How the hell you gonna tell us you gonna feed our children and you're not feeding the fathers, you're not feeding the mothers, and you're not feeding the teenagers? Who the fuck you think you dealing with? I'm saying we got the support of everybody, and our thing is right. It's righteous. So you don't bow down. So what they wound up doing, saying, well, we'll feed the women and the children and the teenagers, but we're not feeding the men. They did that again. And you had some people who not aware of how these people deal. They was like, oh, Move's not feeding their children. That's a damn shame. And they need to go in there and take them children away from them because they want. And number one, who in the hell want to let them who's coming to kill us feed our children? So when they brought food for everybody, Move told them very clear. I wasn't in Move then. Told them very clear. We don't take food from our enemy. They said, Jeanette Knighton, which was me, I Abdul, Laverne Africa, and Louise Africa was the ones to bring in the food. And they said, can't happen. No, it couldn't. Well, make a long story short, it did happen. And they, and they did bring our political prisoners. They brought them to the corner of 33rd and Barron and said, all the news media, I'm not telling you anything you can't see in the paper, that all the news media was like, and cops showing, here they are, Move, sue Africa. Conrad Africa, you know, and I can't think of the other ones, you know, at this particular moment, but you know, here they are. So they wanted to come in at that point. Yeah, they can enter now, and but they had to be searched. So they was hands up against the wall, spread eagle, and our young youth, Chuck Africa and Dennis Africa, they searched them down, and then they proceeded into the house with every kind of heavy electronic device that they can have. I mean, they came in, they was all over the walls. They did not come out there with anything. They didn't come out with a gun. They didn't come out with a bullet. The underground tunnels that they told everybody that moved had, that was our upper hand on them. We had tunnels we had dug underground. There was none. RZA was made to look like the bona fide, cold-blooded, murderous, racist, and fool that he was. That day, John Africa proved that FOP means fools on parade, because they were devastated. They had spent months ago 2.5 million, and this black man had built the house. A house, and that, you know, that housed, and the house that John Africa built was them bricks, but the house that he had that's ever standing is the house that he planted in each and every move member. Long stand the house that John Africa built. It's inside me. It's inside every last move member, because I don't care where they put move at. And move always wound up bringing in more people. When move was in the prison on August 8th, when they came to our home and they locked move up and beat move the way they beat move, and took our children, all that did, and a revolution, and you know, you got to be prepared to live. You know, I ain't looking to die for a motherfucking thing. I'm looking to live. If it go that way, so be it. And but I fight to live. I don't fight to die. And when you have that belief that, you know, this concept of death that these people put on us, and to scare us, as sure as you come here, you gotta leave. And but you know, you can't always choose the way you leave. You leave, but you can choose the way you live. And Move said we will not live under the stranglehold of Rizzo. And when Rizzo got rid of, and his regime got rid of, it was because of that confrontation. Let me tell you the first thing that happened there. WDAS used to be a music place. And they play music. George was the man with the goods. On August 18th, went back to music, became a talk show thing. And what else came out of that was the rise of the black elected officials. And because of the pressure, like the pressure that's now, they went to Washington, and they, I can hear you. Yeah. I couldn't hear you before.
Yeah, we was getting a little distortion, but you sound good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just I be reliving this stuff, you know. So, but what I'm saying, for me, what it did, it brought me to people like you. And I'm talking about in 1977, I didn't know the Panthers. I didn't, you know, in fact, I was scared of them. I was scared of the red, black, and green, and myself and other people. It brought to light and brought us all together. I didn't know a Muslim. And you know, and some of my best friends, a sister named Elisha Shabazz, and I had wound up having so many Muslim friends. You know, we are one. And you know, our children, and we exampled each other. We built in community. And you know, me who had never been out of Philadelphia by myself, wound up going on speaking engagements to New York, going on speaking engagements to California, spreading the word. And I met Mumia through this. And let me go into Mumia right now. Because that's just a little background. We can do other stuff at other times. But what I'm saying is John Africa taught Move people, that you have got to build in your community. And you have got to be understanding in your community. When a person don't understand, like, look, let me tell you, when Move used to be coming down the street, and you know, they thing, and I'm telling you, I was clearly Miss fucking Ann, okay? And I, you know, they would try to sell their paper to me. I look at them, I said, shit. You know, I don't want that shit. you know? And, so when I come across people today who are like that, because I'm saying I was one example to me when there's millions of me around the world who believed everything I read in that paper, because people was like, how the hell can, Miss Red, White, and Blue all of a sudden wind up here in combat boots? You never saw me without my heels because I was very insecure about height. And also I always wore heels and and I always had to be dressed. If I was going to the store, I had to be dressed up. I mean, not just throw something on. I had to be dressed up. But the importance of revolution, what the hell did that mean? Being dressed like that, being involved in, every kind of community group that there was, dealing with my youth and things, because that's what I was. I was a youth coordinator for a group called Brotherhood Service Group. And, what kind of example could I be when I find this stuff happening on my corner and don't bring my youth with me? I lost my job because on the front page of the paper, there I was with my youth and we was listening. And they was taking it back into 18th and Pemberton, 20th and Carpenter, and, into the, what's that recreation center right there? 18th and Fitzwater.
Mary Anderson.
Marion Anderson, yes. And and we building in there. So I lost my job, and but I was still taken care of. I never wanted for anything. To this day, I have never had a one of their jobs since May 20th of 1977. And I have been taken care of by this movement. I've been taken care of by John Africa.
I want
Who
you
taught? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want you to share some of your information, whether it be your Cash App and some contact information, to get in contact, because we got to support the efforts of our people, our frontline freedom fighters. And before the show is over, please share that information.
I sure will. Hey, Razakan, do me a favor and find that information for me. But how much more time we got? Because I don't want to run out of time telling you a story.
Well, we appreciate. I'll say this: there are a lot of people who never heard the story. People who are my age, never heard, who lived in the city their whole lives, never heard of the move, never heard of Mumia. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, you sharing this? I was born in 1977. So you are really shedding light on a time that I was unaware of. But I appreciate you going down memory lane. This is really important to visualize and present this to the community.
Yeah, and if I can add on to that, Mama, you got a lot of first time watchers on this program. You got a lot of first time listeners on this program. So what you're sharing with them is history that is completely new to them. Like Khamuo said, he was born in 77. I remember living the first confrontation on August 8, 1978. I remember living the second confrontation on May the 13th, 1986. I lived it. So for me, I have a different vantage point. For others, they've never heard this before. But you and your work is so celebrated and so known to people young and old that for first-time listeners and for first-time watchers of this program, this is just, startling. This is a revelation for them. So we don't want to stop you. Just keep going, Mama.
All right, so I want to add something.
Okay.
The story that
all right.
Sharing provides content to where we are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people think that this is just something new. This has been going on for
Oh no.
And so
that's right.
I appreciate
It's their turn.
I appreciate you sharing the story because it gives context to the work. It gives context to even if you are where you are now. If you don't believe now, Pam Africa was that person. Like ever since I known Pam, she's been a revolutionary. She shared the story with her before being a revolutionary. So it provides a context that even if you are in this state right now, it's never too late. It's never too late to be on the right
Never
side.
too late.
Ready to be on the right side of history. It's never too late to be on the right side of history. So I really appreciate that story. But I do want to hear what's the latest with Mumia though. Last I
okay, here we go.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
No, last time you talked to me, what?
Last time I talked to you, we was talking about the process of the judicial prosecutorial misconduct.
The police, judicial, and prosecutorial misconduct. Yes, indeed.
So,
and for people who's listening who don't know the background on Mumia, I suggest that you go and Google Mumia Abu Jamal, and you'll come up with several documentaries. Because once people found out about Mumia, and they wanted to do something about Mumia, and people, did what it was in their lane. You have Case for Reasonable Doubt. You have Mumia Abu Jamal live from death row. You got Long Distance Revolutionary. You have, oh God, so many more. But you Google them and you find out. And I'm not, I tell people too to go Google the FOP and see what they're saying and put both sides together. Because in order to deal with this, you got to know what they're saying so that you can whip their asses, with true information to back them back. Okay. So where Mumia's case is at right now with a worldwide movement. And, I think people should know, especially our Black youth that's not aware of Mumia. Mumia was a young brother who grew up in the projects in North Philadelphia. And no different than you, than me, than anybody else. And, he grew up, but he had this desire to learn, to read. People called him a nerd. And, nerdy Mumia, always going around the Jewish synagogue, whatever church that was around there, he wanted to know what it was about. He was interested in religion. And to this day, the importance of it, he wrote a book, Faith of Our Fathers. But, people talk about Mumia, the peacemaker. Mumia got his name from a high school teacher at Benjamin Franklin High School who named Mumia. And Abu his father and Jamal his son. So Mumia Abu Jamal. Where his case lies now, with worldwide recognition, and in order to graduate from the country of France, and I have the book, you got to know the case of Mumia Abu Jamal. And you know what that came from? That came from us doing the work. When I'm talking about us, I'm talking about the young Blacks, the young whites. I'm talking the people doing the work once they heard the truth and spreading it. The political prisoners in the prison, and Sylvia Baradini, and who was responsible, one of the people responsible for the liberation of Assata Shakur, and who's was from Italy. That took the plight of Mumia as a political prisoner and who he was there. All the political prisoners in the 80s, the late 80s, and decided that Mumia was a priority. And they were getting ready to sign the death warrant on Mumia. So they all would come in. So they took his name everywhere. The churches, and some of them, and not all of them, but the ones. And the nationalist movement, and every movement that there was at that time took the name of Mumia, everywhere. They went to sign Mumia's death warrant in 1995. And when they went to sign it, and we rose up and we brought over 10,000 people into this city. They set the death warrant for August the 17th, the birthday of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Them motherfuckers lit a match. They lit a match, and because to say that you gonna kill a Black warrior like Mumia On August the 17th, you gonna spit on Garvey like that? You gonna spit on all of us? We all came together. We rose up like we had never rose up before. On August, they were supposed to execute Mumia on August 17th. We was bringing a mass movement in. And I'm telling you, the schools, Benjamin Franklin, it was another girls' high, all them schools, they came out into the street and stuff. And for this brother, the Panthers, all of them, East Coast, West Coast came together. And the rappers, they all came together, to stand up and make a stand. So before the massive demonstration where the 10,000 people came in here, we talking about just here, but it went on around the world. And when the people came in, it actually shut this city. They knew that they were coming. So what they did before the demonstration, I think maybe about August the 9th or the 10th or something like that. No, it was a week before, because they gave us a week. They said that they dropped the warrant for the execute Mumia, and they dropped that, and they thought that it would stop the movement, but we all came together to demonstrate on August the 12th. Who led the elected officials was a brother by the name of David P. Richardson, who came out of the Black nationalist movement, whose father was in the movement, his mother, his uncles, the Robinsons, the great honorable Robinsons, Ed, and what's the other brother? Come on, Farugh. Ed Robinson and that's a shame. Alvin. That's right. Yeah. And call them brothers on up in here. Yes, they took that stand as well. And wherever we was at having events, I'm saying it's a whole different from the politicians of today. When we went to court for Mumia, they came in there. At that particular time, Vincent Hughes was a state representative. Dave Richardson them had all those elected officials came to the trials and stood up. I can't find them now. But when they killed Dave on August 12th, we had the big demonstration. On August 17th, and not only was the demonstrations in Philadelphia, check it out, California had thousands in the street. France had thousands in the street. And in fact, if people remember the great jazz player, trumpet player, Bayard Lancaster, he talked about marching in France. And he said it blew his mind when he would go in every place you looked, you saw Mumia all over there. He said when it came to that march, him and the first lady of France, whose husband abolished the death penalty, Madame Danielle Mitterrand, they led the march with the European Parliament. You hear me? And the blacks and the people with the sans-papiers, and they was the people from Algiers, and the people who was in France who did not have papers, and they wanted to ship them back, and but they was on that front line marching in free Mumia. And when they say it in in that French language, it sounds so powerful, and because you don't know, it's a vibration that you feel, that just you throw your fist up in the air. Everywhere they were demonstrating for Mumia, so they backed off of it, and in their anger, August 17th, the night that Mumia is supposed to be executed, they killed David P. Richardson. They say he had a heart attack. August the 17th, close to midnight, Mumia's execution date. And but I'm telling you, the strength of the Robinsons, the strength of, and I'm saying, I say it all the time because it's true. And yet to have one of them motherfuckers come up and call me a liar, on what it is that I'm saying. And the politicians would say, you know, they killed Dave because of that stand he took.
Yeah.
Dave, on the day of that demonstration, August 12th, I'm going to try to remember it. I'm going to do it the best I can on it. And he came up, I introduced him. And he says, I want to tell you what this looks like to us in Philadelphia. I mean, if, as far as you can see, it was nothing but people. Nothing but people. And he said, I'm a black man. And I'm a state representative.
That's right.
I'm a black man first. He said, now don't confuse the two. He said, I'm ashamed to be an elected official with a chunk like Ridge at the helm. This is August 17th, right? He talked about the black police who was in support of Mumia, the unions, the Black Guardian Civic League at that time. And he talked about the state representatives. He said, I want y'all to know those phone calls that you make, those don't stop them. They have in Harrisburg, it's a closet, and with boxes from the floor to the ceiling, and not a small closet, with nothing but where people had sent petitions, had wrote, and when you called, you have to log it. They had books. We used to shut them suckers down. They had to keep changing their emails. They had to keep changing the phones because we kept, around the world, day after day after day, flooding them. And here's another thing we did, because people used to come and they'd say, the media, and well, Pam Africa, what do you think? I said, go ask Dave Richardson what he think. Go and ask some of those elected officials. Don't keep coming to me because there's a whole lot of other people, because they make people think it's just you, the youth, and ask them what they think. And oh damn, let me tell you about the one where we did millions for Mumia. Talking about the youth, right? So we doing millions for Mumia, and I'm telling you, I have been blessed, and John Africa told me he told me what I had to do with this activity, and all move people. My job was to raise the necessary money, have the gather the information, the factual information to bring Mumia home, and to raise an army of people who wouldn't back down. We've done that. We've done it around the world. We've done it. And I'm telling you, like you brothers and, the sisters that surround you, the mamas and things, and, unbreakable. Unbreakable. It was words to me when John Africa said it on December the 9th, 1981. It was words to me. But the reality of it, where he said I would be going and what I would be doing. And, when we went to France and met with high-ranking officials, when they sent for us, I brought youth with me. I brought youth with me to take back what you see. People felt as though I should have and different ones, we took different people. But there's not a time that we went over there that we didn't bring youth who stood in position and to do. Leslie Jones, at that particular time, she had just graduated from Temple Law School, and Mumia had fired his lawyers, and we had to, where we was going, they wanted, they wanted, a lawyer. Is Mumia lawyer available? He said, yes, it is. Send Leslie Jones, and a young sister who had just graduated, and people say she don't have no knowledge of what. Are you kidding? We was in the street. You are a lawyer. You are a lawyer. You are a lawyer, because a lawyer knows what's going on and speak what it is. But the street lawyers, the street educators, don't get confused by what they say you can say and what you cannot say. They know the law, that they learned it, they know it's supposed to be a certain way, and they ain't going to let you back off of it. And that's how they went, and they came back, and they went into our communities. The Native Youth Movement. And that's right. We all bonded together. And the sons and daughters of Geronimo, and the great granddaughters, and the great granddaughter of Crazy Horse, they called him. And Leonard Peltier's youth came in with us. And oh God, I can't think of all the names, but we all became one force wherever we went at. And when I'm talking about building in the community, and the indigenous people is our community as well. And the Latinos, the Puerto Rican people is our community. We all are suffering under, and this government job is to keep us divided. I am Pam Africa. I am a MOVE member. Each and every one of you is who you are and what your belief is, and we all come together on this whole thing of injustice, humanity, and we fight so that everyone can, and everyone come together and fight. And I went to was sent to schools, colleges, and to speak. And I really like going to places where they hardcore. I went to a school up in Vermont, and it was all white. Wasn't no blacks in there at all, not one. And they told me, you got a tough one there. And I said, yeah, I like it like that. And because your job in teaching, it ain't always good to go where everybody going, oh yeah. You sharpen your blade, you get all your facts together, and you stand firm-footed, and you look around the classroom, and I always find the one that got the most nasty, foul, Hitler-spitting motherfucking face that there is. And I address him first. I address him first.
I love you.
So
we love you.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. When you shut that motherfucker down, when you expose that motherfucker down, and it's power for the rest of them. And then they'll shut up and they listen. And when you come out, you ain't gonna come out with all their minds changed, but you have enough when you standing there, and when the thing is over, that people are coming up and they want to know, how can I get in contact with you? And all you're doing is telling the truth about what's going on, and make them understand that this war that they fight, while you sitting here looking at me as if I'm the motherfucking problem. And when you upholding places like the Cool Jazz Festival, cool cigarettes and shit like that, while saying that you want to kill blacks. And what about that motherfucker that's killing your mother, your sister, your brother, your father? Okay, come on. And you want to kill some blacks. Who the fuck is that selling that food to you in that supermarket across the street where you got well, they didn't have Whole Foods, theirs was something else. Why you got a Whole Food on this corner and something else on that corner? You want to fight me, but these motherfuckers is killing your mothers and fathers. The reason why you got a Whole Food on one corner, because they telling you they poison you on that one, but no, you ain't up in them motherfucking faces. I'm not the one that's feeding your mother, and I'm not the one that when you cut on that tap, then you drinking that water that's killing you. And you talking about you oppose the mass murder, and I'm saying I'm not even talking about your Holocaust. I'm talking about what's happening right now in your fucking hospitals, in your home, where your mother's on aspirators and they can't breathe. They're having heart attack. They're having every kind of attack the fuck that there is. And you want to fight me and stand there and hold hands with the person that's doing that killing? I go in hardcore. And so once you get them, because people can relate to, and everybody can relate to the water. Like when we did hepatitis C for Mumia, and what we found out, with the hepatitis C and with the strategy that John Africa gave us, and you don't care where you go to get your information. I wound up at the Board of Health, where I found out that they had a book, because I went to City Hall, and this is still pertinent for all of us today about hepatitis C, and the moves that you got to make. When we found out Mumia had hepatitis C, and we found out that every prison in the state of Pennsylvania had people who had hepatitis C, 46,000 black men, women, and children inside them prisons had hepatitis C. People was dying at a daily basis. The ambulance was going, like you see them running through the streets here in Philadelphia because of this system. I'm not even talking about the shooting and the killing that's going on. I'm talking about the people just for breathing the air, for eating the food. The ambulance is coming and the hospitals is full of all that, and due to this government. And once you get clear to people what's actually happening here, they'll sit down and listen, because all of a sudden they want to know, how can I help my mom? And because at home, as I'm speaking to them children in there, and and I'm telling you, they'll go into the neighborhood and beat people in our communities about some pills. And but up here in y'all communities, it ain't a person in here. Very few people in this room right here, mother or father or you, ain't on some kind of drug, and so that you can be up, and for your migraine headaches, and for your stomach, for this, for that, and and it's all coming from them. It's all coming from them. And so you have to build community and build the interest in it. That hepatitis C, when we went there, we found out that we talked about 46,000 in the prison. They did not know about the 46,000 in the prison. What they knew about was the let me get this figure right. God damn, it's unbelievable. The 1,000, the 200, and oh man, it's 10 times. I can't say the direct number right now. It's not coming to me, but it's 20 times what it is in them prisons on the street. And what they called it, the Board of Health called it, they called it an epidemic.
Wow.
Where had you heard that at?
Wow.
And people on the street was dying. What we found out, that none of the elected officials had it. We went that the Board of Health had these books, and it was a group that was written space out of the Board of Health at Broad South, Broad Lumber. They had books with information on hepatitis C. They said, can you help me get it out in the community? Shit. They had cases and cases stacked. Every time they turned around, I was coming to get another case, because we're taking around, putting it in the community. Going on the bullhorn, taking brother at AFCAP. We used to teach outside there. He allowed us because he cared and he loved his people. Shout out to AFCAP and the brother that's there. And at 52nd and Ludlow? Well, no, it ain't Ludlow. Where's the brother? 52nd AFCAP on the corner. Uh-oh.
We get that.
What? Okay, yeah. But, be sure to go in there and, deal with this brother. And, he's not just a merchant. And you can find knowledge in there, brothers and sisters. There's always someone in there. But we used to have meetings on the outside of there, do videos up on his wall, but educate people about hepatitis C. And as we doing that, damn, it was crowds coming over. Because you know what? People didn't want to say they had hepatitis C at one time.
Right.
But they were saying, and a lot of them got it in the prison. And they came home and they gave it to their family members. And a lot of the majority, when I'm talking about a lot of them got them in there, because people were saying, oh, God, you talking about the hepatitis C. What am I going to do when they come home? Excuse me. There is it 246,000 people? And, in the state of Philadelphia had an unbelievable amount. Thousands. I can't think of that number, but I mean, it's just shocking that it could be that number and nobody know about this thing that attacks the liver. It eats your liver up. It calcifies your liver. It's a slow, agonizing death. And in order for people to get that, they had a hepatitis C cure. And people were dying on the streets. People were dying inside these prisons and all, and can you imagine the loved ones and all? It's like this corona.
Right.
But long before there was corona, there was the hepatitis C pandemic that was happening in the prisons and on the streets, that people didn't know about. Do you know it was this movement that pushed Governor Wolf to turn around and make sure that everybody in the prison got the hepatitis C? It was this movement that forced him, because look, check it out. When did the commercial start for hepatitis C? And then when they did the hepatitis C commercial, I'm sitting down one day and I'm listening, and I can hear this real soft music. And then I thought I heard hepatitis C, but I looked up, it was over. And then again, I'm doing something and I heard it again, and I'm listening. They talking about the cure for hepatitis C, that it's available, but they showed, the upper class people who are now aware, because we made them aware. We made them aware. Let me tell you how we did that. There's no place that you should, when we found out about the hepatitis C and Governor Wolf's office was in, I'm so glad that y'all can't see me and all, because I got this nose running, I got allergies. and I had to stop, to do that. But anyway, Governor Wolf's office was right there at the Bellevue Stratford Hotel. We had been to Harrisburg and demonstrated and, disrupted a few things by putting the truth out about what was going on and going through the halls and all, but that's their home, and we needed to be with the people. So that's when we came to Broad and Walnut and to the Bellevue Stratford, his home. We will come up there as soon as we put our stuff up. The Bellevue Stratford will call the cops. But I'm saying we didn't go without information. Remember, I told you that the Board of Health gave us all those books. We had them out there, and we told people that we're here to put out information that the governor, who sits right here in this Bellevue Stratford. I'm saying I want to give you some history on the Bellevue Stratford. This is where they had the Legionnaire's disease, and they tried to keep it quiet, and hundreds of people died from this Legionnaire's disease right here. The government didn't do nothing until it was late, and here we got Governor Ridge here. We got an epidemic here in the city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania, and they do nothing about it. And by this time, we done learned, because we wound up with a court case. I don't want to go into a whole lot. Well, we wound up with Mumia in court with this hepatitis C, and out of that came that they had falsified papers to try to kill Mumia, and that was exposed in that court case. And then I'm moving past that to the demonstrations, because out of that came, because we kept trying to get, and the state representatives couldn't get, the protocol on hepatitis C. Now, what do the protocols say? That they refuse to give it up to the elected officials? That's something that I'm supposed to have it. You supposed to have it. Every inmate was supposed to have the protocol, right? Well, in court, when the lawyers asked for a copy of the protocol, and the prison lawyer said they wasn't giving it up, and the judge sat up and he said, no, you got to give it to them. He said, well, we'll let them see it, but they have to give it back. So the judge said no, and they said, well, we'll give it to you. You look at it. He said, no, it had to be given to everyone. And right now we're in the court case, give it to him. And the judge took it, and he started reading, and he said, let me take a recess. He went in, he came back, he looked at them, and in order to get the hepatitis C cure, you had to be bleeding from the esophagus. Wow. Your vein vessels must been busted. Your liver had to be 60% calcified. That meant you had cirrhosis of the liver. And then they said if you was too sick, it didn't make sense to give it to you. So they was waiting. People were dying in the prison. When we first went to them, the tip of Mumia's liver was calcified. In the battle for it, By the time they finished, Mumia's liver was calcified. Over half of his liver was calcified. He had cirrhosis of the liver. I'm gonna get into that too. I'm talking about why we pushing to get Mumia out. But as a result of that, everybody was able to go out. So we're in front of there putting out that information. So when we will come up, I can come by myself with a bullhorn and stand out there 5 minutes, and you got cops coming from everywhere, but they don't stop you. You put the information out. So what they did, they blocked the front off. All the well-to-do people that was coming to the Bellevue, they would take them around the back. They had to come in the back. And of course, curiosity, you want to know what the hell is going on around there. Why all the cop cars and the flashing lights? Because if it was 5 of us out there, before you know it was like 100 out there, and it wasn't necessarily with us. They wanted to know why the hell was the cop cars there and what was going on. And what is this woman calling these people motherfuckers? And you know, what is going on over here? So they will come in because that motherfucker is a draw card. People, you take and use what is necessary. I do churches, I do colleges, and I mean, there's a lot of places where I don't use it. But when I have to use it, and I got to the point it slides out, and I apologize for that. And but I'll never make apology for. I apologize for where I'm at, and the word come out because I try to say monster. And but these motherfuckers, and when you think of the millions of mothers.
Yeah.
Children who watch, and you know what else? When you get the hepatitis C, you get yellow-ginus. Your eyes become yellow like a cat. And they said in the prison, brothers was walk around and they be like, woo, you know, they didn't know. All they knew is they had these cat eyes. And you know, and come to find out this was part of the hepatitis C, you know. So we exposed that. And it was so that everybody, and look, let me tell you something. I don't want to say that we're the only ones that was doing hepatitis C, because Minister Farugh had it in his paper. There's a lot of groups and organizations did, you know, a demonstration or something, you know, about it, or wrote about it in their paper. But we was the only ones that was consistent in your motherfucking face for the governor. In the face of, you know, I mean, marching down the street late at night. I mean, marching through their Christmas village while y'all singing Christmas carols, and men, women, and children are dying of hepatitis C. And as we speak along with you, you probably got it, and you probably got it, but you don't know it, and you don't know what to do about it. So we was able to hook up a mass movement on the hepatitis C, and you gotta give credit to those who came before you. And their strategy as they moved to other things, we kept it going until we knocked it down. But like I said, ain't no power like the power of the people. When the power of the people don't stop. Say what? No power like the power of the people when the power of the people don't stop. Yes.
Right.
So,
Mama,
you know,
Mama, can I ask the fact of can you give us a current update of where Brother Mumia's case stands? 1. Number 2, can you also share where Mama Ramona's health is at this particular time? And number 3, can you speak a little bit to the transitioning and passing of our brother Delbert Africa?
I sure will. Okay, first, Ramona. Ramona's doing good. And she, if you remember, she couldn't walk, she couldn't do any of that. Right, and Ramona's doing she's doing radio programs, podcasts and things. But she's walking with a walker at this particular point. And because of what they did to her, she do have to have another operation. And you know, not now. And but Mona is strong, she's committed, and I mean she's doing the same thing that Mona was doing before. And you know, putting out, you know, strong, concise, and setting a good example, and for people in that in that particular condition. And you know, you gotta move, you gotta keep on fighting, okay? And Delbert, I'm gonna get to Mumia because it's longer. Delbert, after 41 years in prison, was released and he lived 6 months.
Right.
When Delbert came out that prison, Delbert was still strong and committed, and he was given, they all got on parole. Innocent people given 30 to 100 years in jail. So they did, some did 40, some did 41. Delbert died of cancer, and which he got on the inside of that prison as well, because they was all strong and healthy, as well as Merle Africa, same thing, and Phil Africa, same thing, and Del, but Del was able to come on the outside and take a part in, radio programs, and he was able to hold his grandchildren for the first time outside of prison situation, and his daughter, who's putting on an event that I told you I'm going to August the 1st in Chicago, was able to bond with the family, and he died at home with us, and but his when he came out, and first thing he said, well, Chuck was in and Mumia was left. He said, now we got to get Chuck Africa out and get Mumia out. And before he died, he said, we got to bring Mumia home. And that's what we never stopped that work. And we was able to show him different things of people, because they're on the inside. They never saw this magnificent movement of what was going on out here. And I'm telling you, and when our sisters came out, and to meet the movement, and to understand how, little babies, got Delbert Africa t-shirts on, and and to see the resistance, now, and of people, some people being misled, but that's always been the problem, but as long as those of us talking, you can't see me, I'm pointing my hands at y'all, and the people that do the work stay consistent. That's right. I don't care how they be there, they will always gravitate. They gravitate. And just like when y'all had the events on 52nd Street, when y'all giving out the information, the marches, the youth gravitate there because they feel that strength. They feel a difference there than they do other places. And what I'm saying, I'm not knocking anybody's thing. You can get different parts of a revolution here. But the main thing is to go where the fight is. And also, if they're not talking about, if any of these movements are not talking about political prisoners, the people, and I'm telling you, there's more political prisoners coming as we speak. And they're being locked up for taking a stand. But those who took the stand, who took the tortures, and we got to fight for them, continue to fight for them. So, I get a little pissed off, a lot of times with different groups that don't mention political prisoners or think that it's something that, well, that was then. No. When our sons and our daughters come through them prisons, and like Brother Ghani, and who spent 40 years in prison from the time he was 15 for a crime he said he did commit. But inside that prison, those brothers changed the lifestyle, the life pattern, and made them very made them humane. Because they said when they, Ghani and Salim, for people who don't know who they are, and they're with the Abolitionist Law Center, and they came out of prison, they was taught by Russell Schultz, they was taught by Mumia, they was taught by MOVE members, they were taught by, when they had those riots and they sent people to different prisons and stuff, and like the California, some people went to Kansas, some people went to Georgia, and they met political prisoners, and they met people who became political on the inside. And that's what they did. I'm saying them brothers, once they locked up, that ain't it. they doing revolution inside there. And you know, and they've been sent to some of the worst prisons of torture. Like Brother Jamal Alameen, you know, the prison that they had him in for, you know, taking his stand. I haven't forgot about Mumia. And but you know, they, you know, and brothers that, you know, didn't go near political. There's a brother named Robert Cook, and you know, who is a jailhouse lawyer, who is responsible for bringing brothers in. And you know, when brothers come in, one of the brothers came in, and he wanted to watch TV, but he wanted to learn law. This was one of my students who went to jail, and on a murder charge he didn't have. His brother Cook told his brother, your brother want a TV. Tell him if he want a TV, then take that fucking TV and go on with it. But if he want to do the work to get his ass out of here, then meet me at the table with a pencil and some papers, right? And anyway, to make a long story short, and our brother, he died. He was 117th exoneree from death row. He was housed right next to Mumia. The brother name is that daggone CRS. God damn, can't remember shit. Brother, okay. His name was Harold Wilson, but he had another name. And but anyway, what these people was bred on the brothers that's in them prisons that care and love. You know, the brothers inside the prison had to become the mothers and the fathers and all for these brothers that come in there. All that instinct that you have there. And I'm not talking to you understand what I'm talking about when you say you got to be the mother and the father and nurture, you know, these brothers. You got to be the everything. And they were. They are to these brothers in here. That's why it's important to fight for not only the political prisoners, but all these other brothers that's in there. Yes, a lot of them done wrong. But Ghani was accused of a murder. He said he did, but he can't bring them back. But the best thing he can do is do the right thing for other people. They've been doing it. Now, Mumia case right now, we're dealing with prosecutorial and judicial misconduct. 10 people. Krasner. Let me tell you about Krasner. I got several problems with Krasner. I don't mean to keep cursing. And but I do. I had several problems with Krasner. Krasner is good at getting some people out and, you know, working, but Mumia and the exception to the rule. I don't care how right you are, how much information that we bring you, and you know, and how much he make the law work for other people, he do not make it work for Mumia. I'll think to Krasner, do for Mumia what you did for the 10 brothers that before they wound up pushing a stay on Mumia's getting out of jail, and they let 10 people go due to police, prosecutorial, and judicial misconduct. When it was Mumia's turn, a black judge, a black Republican judge by the name of Tucker. I don't know what Mr. Tucker, Judge Tucker, you know, do on any other case. And I don't know that. I know what he did on Mumia's case, and that's what I can speak on. 2 years before him. And when he got finished with that case, he said Mumia should get a new appeal. And meaning that and bring all the evidence in. He asked Crash and them, did you have all the evidence here? They said, bring all the evidence. Crash and them said they had all the evidence. At the point that he said Mumia should get a new appeal, and Krasner finds boxes of evidence, which made it stay again, and that they looked through. In that, they found evidence of more evidence of judicial, prosecutorial, and police misconduct. And the demonstrations that we was having outside City Hall, and they had never seen shit like that would last for years, because this case was like 39 years ago, and you thought that the case happened today by the amount of people that's on the inside of the courtroom, by the amount of people on the outside in the halls, about the amount of people that's surrounding it on the outside and are chanting, blocking the streets off, you know. Mumia was supposed to be released just like those other brothers said. They came up with some a maneuver called the King's Bench Law. And that they used to get rid of Krasner. They're trying to get rid of Krasner, and because they say Krasner is soft on, on Mumia, and they went someplace else. They want to find a new DA because see, for the first time, Mumia is getting fairness, and when you get fairness, now see, based on judicial and prosecutorial misconduct, I think the judge should have been able to let Mumia go,
Right.
but he didn't. So they're going through their procedures, and when they go through their procedures, Krasner, at the point that Krasner was supposed to file his papers on what it was that they was going to do with the case of Mumia, and he asked, our people asked for a stay. Krasner asked for 2 stays. In between then, the Fraternal Order Police and those that back them, because see, this ain't just a battle with the Fraternal Order Police. People got to understand this. For all these years and everything that's been going on here, and it's not just the Fraternal Order Police, it's the backers, because when you take them down, you take the corporations down with you. And this causing all of our problems. The police is just pawns. The judge is just pawns for big business. And the DAs is pawns. But he should have, Krasner should have filed his papers. He should have released Mumia based on judicial and prosecutorial misconduct. Mumia should have never had to come back in court. And I'll give you the second example. When he let the 10 go, and right after they pulled this King Bench thing on Mumia, Krasner let 2 people go. 2 people, 2 black men go. And from prison, because of police and judicial misconduct, they never had to come back into the courtroom. And he admitted on Democracy Now! That everything that was in the 10 case, the 10 people cases, the exact same thing exists in Mumia's. So why is Mumia in jail? Why is Mumia in jail suffering from cirrhosis of the liver? Why is Mumia in jail? And going through all the things that he's going through, and have went through, damn near died twice, when we got the evidence, and it came out in the courtroom how they tried to kill Mumia, the conspiracy to commit murder. And then let me tell you, when the judge who saved Mumia's life by making sure he got that hepatitis C cure, at the point he said that, based on everything here, Mumia should get the hepatitis C cure, the prison said, well, we want to put a stay there because we want to have time to file papers to appeal what it is that you're saying. So what the judge told them was that I can't stop you from filing your papers, but you can't stop me from sending this on, and signed the order for them to work on Mumia immediately. Let me tell you how dangerous that was, because the decision, they filed them papers, and but the decision came down 2 years later. You know what the decision was? It was against them, that they were wrong, and that Mumia should have got it. But if it had went their way, if you had one of them judges say, well, okay, well, let's just, y'all file your papers and we'll see, Mumia would have been dead.
Yeah.
Mumia would have been dead. But I'm saying it's people power. It's people power. Going to filling these courtrooms when your loved one is in there is important. Being in your community, because what is happening to you is happening to damn near everybody in your block. Mm-hmm. You must be able to educate. When this thing is over, I want to, for my block, I want to bring in each week, I want to shut the streets off, and I want to bring in people like y'all to educate some of our youth that's here, that, ooh, man, I'm the one in the block, and when they are playing, that, demeaning music loud, and and you got elders and you shaking it, go in the house and can't take it. I'm the one to go over there and knock on the door. And I talk to them, and they cut it down. Other people, when they do that, They don't know me as Pam Africa. Some people do. But they see how I deal with people in the community. And you got to know how to talk to them. You got to disarm them. Because one day I went over to one house, and these brothers that were sitting on the other side of the street, Razakhan wasn't here, and I was sitting on the other side of the street, and when they saw me going over where this music was being played at, what they came over with the look, the look like, oh, this motherfucker ain't going to stop us from playing our music.
Right.
And and I told him, I said, your music is really, if you like that, that's fine. And I explained to him about the elders. I'm not raising, my voice or anything. And I told him, I said, look, when I was a kid, I said, you don't know, there was a dude by the name of Rudy Ray Moore. You remember? Y'all know whether y'all even know him. Honey, Rudy Ray we used to sneak and listen to this stuff. And we listened to it because we knew our parents had it, but they didn't want us hearing it.
Right.
But we had overheard it, and then we were sneaking to hear it. But we dare not. We would never have turned it up so that my neighbor or we, when we heard it, the younger people around us, they didn't hear it. There was a secret between a few of us who listened to Rudy Ray Moore or Dolomite, So, I'm saying, where y'all coming from, I was there. That's what we used to listen to, too. We snuck. But I'm saying, when you go in, I'm saying, ain't nowhere in the world I want my grandmother to hear this.
Right.
And my daughters, and where they demeaning women and things like that. The kids that's walking up and down the street, that's why they disrespectful to the elder, over there. You got to go, look, they cut that music down, and sometimes they get carried away, and they have, all I got to do is come to the door.
Right.
Come to the door. And I'm always giving them information. I give them information. Those that don't want to act like they want it, I don't mess with them. Right. Because sooner or later they gonna come. And it happens again, you got to be in the thing with your family. But dealing with Mumia's life is not in their hands. We got a movement here that must demand that Mumia be released on judicial, police, judicial, and prosecutorial misconduct. All that hibba-jibba bullshit that them lawyers are going back and forth with in the court, and we need to file this and file that. See, they go home to their loved ones.
Okay.
Right now, and they probably in some COVID, site that they relax, whatever. They with their families and loved ones. Mumia's in a cell, and them other brothers and sisters in cells where they can't get away from it.
Right.
Your lives are in danger. But we can get Mumia out just by demanding that Krasner do the right thing. Demanding, because right now, what's happening, I don't know, am I moving around too much?
No. You're good.
It's just feedback.
Okay. Right now, Mumia should be on the street. They proved it to us twice. Krasner with the 10 before that King's bench that they let go from court, and the 2 they let go from prison. And we've been talking about the medical genocide that they're doing there, and with this COVID and hepatitis C and diabetes. I'm telling people have no idea, and some people do, of the horrors that happening inside that prison. With people, and they're dying. Can you imagine your esophagus bleeding from that? Your veins busting in your body. And your eyes yellow and jaundice, your skin turning yellow, your eyes becoming actually look like cat eyes, the yellow ones. And people walking around looking like zombies and dying. And right now the people can't even get up to visit their people. So I'm saying we fighting for all those people, but as well, we're fighting for Mumia. Okay. And this, we can't drive it home enough. And these people are without power. Because if they had their way, and none of us would be here, especially Moon. 78 Rizzo said that after he did what he did to our family and sentenced him 30 to 100 years, he said, so in the MOVE organization. Oh, I can go into Cuba and invade Cuba now and win. He was talking about the military force that he brought into Philadelphia that nobody had seen. The fact in 78 that they could throw a hand grenade into black folks' houses, that they could tear the house down on top of them, that they could beat Delbert the way they beat Delbert in the street. And if you notice one thing, because Delbert is a revolutionary, and that the guy that said, can't we all get along, Rodney King? And they show him. They show these other people, and they supposed to, but they don't show you that beating of Delbert Africa, because what that do, that opens a revolutionary, can of worms that make people rise up, and they want to fight this government, and they haven't been able to stop it. They haven't been able to stop it. I don't know whether you know about the attack that they did in the prison. That's all in the paper too. December 3rd, 1981. They went into that prison. That was the same year that they did Mumia and took Mumia down. December 3rd, as a result of them, our sister Alberta Africa was on trial. Carlos and Dennis Africa. They did a media freeze out on it. And because MOVE can handle themselves in the courtroom, and they threw MOVE people out. I'm saying MOVE can handle the people in the courtroom legally and any other kind of way inside that courtroom. And so they put MOVE people out, and Alberta Africa was pregnant. They would bring her down, but they wouldn't bring her in the courtroom, and people would be smoking in there, and she would get sick. And then they would take all the women back, but they wouldn't bring Alberta back. So our coordinator said Alberta was not to go back down to that cell. If they want to, do something, same thing happened with me, then you come on and you do it outright, but you're not going to torture her. But what happened when we wound up, they did a media blackout. Mumia was the only reporter that would report on this. Is this podcast over?
No.
Y'all there? I saw Farugh go. Yeah, and I couldn't hear anything. But but when we did the so we were demonstrating on the street, and our people took a stand inside both the prisons because they was talking about, oh my God, look at that baby. Woo! Oh my God! Woo! Our future! Oh! Babies override everything.
That's right.
Woo! Woo! Oh man!
Look at those cheeks.
That's your baby? Is that Farugh baby?
Yes. That's
Get out of here!
Yeah.
Get out of here! Oh God! When'd you do that? Damn! Oh man! This is such a beautiful surprise. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish y'all could see me, but anyway, nope. You don't want. I got tears rolling, and I got that allergy and blowing my nose and everything.
One of the things someone asked, how could we, is there anything that our listening audience can do to support? And do you, I want you to give us your Cash App if you have it. Because I would like for people to direct. You've been putting in work for years, and any support right now, for our listening audience,
Oh, let me see. I think I do have a Cash App. Hold
we
on
use
1
that
minute.
information.
Cause all right, Cash App.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do that right now. Who the heck am I? I think who am I? I won't say who the heck I am. I believe I'm Pam Africa 2000. that baby. I don't know. When you get the Cash App, how do you get to who it say you are? Anybody know the Cash App stuff?
Yeah, if you once you click on it, basically, let me look at mine really quick. You can go once you click on the icon, you go in, and then it should be, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's a right there on the right at the top on the right hand corner. There's like a face. You click that.
Me. Oh, $ Pam Africa 2019.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Is that lowercase? Pam Africa. Huh.
Lowercase, right.
Okay.
Right. AFRICA. My daughter Pixie hooked that up. And see, I'm telling you, look here. Our youth, oh man, I'm telling you, through this movement from 1977, the generations of youth, because y'all the ones to keep this going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Each, generation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, from France to Germany, back to Mumia, okay? And again, the only thing that we could do to bring, there's a website, campaign to bring Mumia home. The mobilization number 4, Mumia.
Okay.
Mobilization for Mumia, but the number 4. Those the two that's here that I deal with.
Okay.
Oh man, this is just Farugh, you pulled the oof. Oh man.
He was crying, so I had to pick him up real fast. So I had to
thanks for the cry. Yeah, he was crying because Mama Pam needs to see him. Man, you don't know what the happy. That's
all. Mama Pam, real fast.
Yes.
I started working with y'all in 1995, right?
Right.
The first gift that I received from y'all was this. Remember this?
Oh, yes. Mumia's thank you.
Yes.
I wish I could shake your hand, but I can't, I'm just memorizing.
Right.
Until then, this I have to do. And it's a picture of him sticking his hand through the bars.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, man. Farugh. Yes, indeed.
That was the first
yes,
gift I got
indeed.
from y'all. That was for like a gift saying that thank you for the support, and since then this has been like a lifetime commitment for me because I knew of the struggle, I knew of the case before 95, but when I had that mass movement and I saw all those people there, and I was like, what the hell is this going on? And people was telling stories, and so since then I learned the man that he is, the mission that he was on. I learned about his childhood, and it was just like, oh, we got to get this brother out. And so thank you again for your guidance. Thank you again for everything you have brought into my life, into my family's life. I love you so much.
Thank you for letting me be part of all that. All y'all, my God. Do you remember the meetings that we used to have at the Pearl Africa?
Yep.
Oh my God, getting ready for Independence Day.
Yep.
What it was, yeah. All those meetings, the meetings.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God. And I'm saying, oh, y'all still here, you still here, and we still all growing together. And I became a great group. I'm the great grandmother. Okay. And I can be at any time because I got teenage great grandchildren. Wow. And I have on my grandchildren, I have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. Y'all aware of Pixie, Rose, Kevin, and Billy. You don't see that much. Some people might have never seen Billy. And but out of them, and for the grandkids, I have 15 grand and I have 14 great grand.
Wow.
And my great grand and trying to pull them to the movement. My two sons, Billy and Kevin, they not here yet. You know, they said, "Mom, you go ahead, you do your thing." And no, they don't realize my thing is they thing. I keep telling them that. And but you know, so but they know they have, you know, because of the movement that I am. When my son Billy was in trouble, I was able to go get a Michael Cord to help him out.
That's right.
Because of the work I had done. And when I needed to raise money when he needed bail, and it was there. It was like we was at this event. I said, they done locked my son up. I need bail money. Money was just coming. You know, right then, and the lawyer was right there. That's the power of this movement. And that don't only happen to me. It happened to people that are families in this movement. So I'm saying for people who don't understand the love and the commitment that's in this movement and the understanding, because just like I give information, oh my God, do I receive information? And that life-saving, information, whether it be with the herbs that you need to take for this or that, and how to take different foods, and this pandemic money, y'all know about that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody know about the pandemic money? Have y'all told people about that pandemic money? Because you tell Pam, I tell it to everybody. And for people out there listening who do not have that pandemic money, what the heck is Pam Africa talking about? It's money. Let me tell you. And I don't mind, because some people say it don't work. Well, I put in for it. I got $9,971. I get $679 a week until, if they knock off the $600 that they trying to knock off for unemployment, I'll be getting still. Oh, I got mine mixed with his. $197 a week, all the way up to December the 26th. This is money that everybody can get, So, PADU. I think you go to PADU. Oh shit, Razakan.
Yeah, Razakan, hurry up and get that information.
Razakan. He up there. I'm calling him on the phone. Everybody got to know. And let me tell you, I know people. I told them, and you get this money. I applied for it on a Tuesday. The following Wednesday or Thursday, I had a card with that money on it.
Okay.
I had a card with that money on it. And I think everybody should know, because that's something that's everybody's entitled to. And they had some more money coming in for small business loans. And this is money that you don't have to pay back. You hear me?
Right.
And I don't have all the details, but I'm going to get with y'all so that y'all can put this information out to our community, because the person, look, I done paid off all my credit cards.
Good.
Yeah,
All my credit cards.
I
Yeah, you need it. Yeah. You get a card with that money on it, and then you get a hookup where you because my Pixie does all this for me. I know who does the body creams and stuff.
Right.
She hooked mine up, but I want y'all to get this information, and also that you can share it with everybody, and because as long as it's there, because I tell you one thing, them other folks are sharing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and as much. Man, look here, $9,979
I need
in
it.
a week time. Hell yeah, you need it. And you need that other money that's coming along. And we need to be fighting so they don't take that fucking $600 down. Because each week, not only, and see, some people got $11,000, some people got $8,000, and one of my nephews. And the other day I'm over his house. I said, "Well, did your pandemic, check card come through?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "But they must have made some kind of mistake." I said, "Why you say that?" They said I got $11,000. I said, "Yes, the hell you do." He said it gotta be some kind of mistake.
Wow.
This money is there, and tell people. And oh shit, let me dial Razakhan right quick on his phone, wake him up.
Yeah, we
Like,
need
listen
that. We
to
need
that.
that information.
That. Like,
Yeah.
the spirit is here to just
Shit.
provide support.
Yes.
And
Okay.
we're so grateful to have you.
Where's it? Razakhan. Okay, dial this. Okay.
We can't leave until we get the
2,
information, bro.
6, 7. That's right. So people get their pencil and their papers.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
And I know y'all are emailed on out.
Yes.
Oh, I can hear myself in this phone now. I couldn't before. After I start down, y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I got the phone pulled. Oh, he's. Oh no. He's asleep. And because he been working on Brees. No, let me get Pixie.
Okay.
Y'all gotta have this information. No. Yes, indeed.
I know.
And when you do it, fill that application out right now.
Okay.
You know, soon as you get it, soon as I give you this. Oh, damn, where's Pixie's number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's contact? Pixie brought me this damn iPhone, and I had bad enough problems with the damn cell phone. Now I got an iPhone, and I'm really confused. What is that word? And I'm trying to do this without glasses. Razakhan, that's you? Oh, I need you. And I'm trying to tell them how to get this money. Where do they go? Yeah, the government money. Go to PAU.com.
And you can see, and it'll walk you through it.
And it'll walk you through it.
Okay.
PAU.com, and it'll walk you through it. Now, I'm not scheduled for your show next week, but look at here. Schedule me when you get that money. Because you're going to get it. You're going to get that money. Get that. And look, brothers and sisters out there, long live revolution. Long live the power that pulls all things together. Long live John Africa. Long live this radio show. Oh, my God. The people united will never be defeated. And please use that money wisely. And because look, anytime they giving up money, something is coming down the line. Look, I know a lot of people getting it because in my block, all I see is goddamn big them boxes that them big TVs come in. I mean, look here, they in there. Them big boxes, and what's that other shit I see? Oh, air conditioners, big ass air conditioner. You can't even get an air conditioner now. Look, use that money. Pay your bills off.
That's right.
Pay your bills off. And get your shit in order.
That's right.
Get your stuff in order. And these free food giveaways, and it's different sites that people are giving food away. I know at the UNIA they giving every Thursday they've been able to give food away, and let people know there's not only food but it's money. It's money, so you can buy what kind of food you want. Yeah, but please get it and use it wisely. And if you're going to do something, donate to this radio show. Donate to the work that they're doing. Go get a meal from Sister Itiola. Clap to Sister Itiola. Put your money in the community. And if you got to get your house fixed up, get some, y'all know people.
Make sure you know them, though.
Razakhan said, make sure you know them, though.
Tell them I
say what's up.
He said, what's up, brother? They could hear you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you
Yep,
doing?
he don't.
All right.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's sharp.
Okay.
Every time I see him, he's sharp. I know he's sharp right now.
He house sharp.
No, man. Yeah, I just see everybody moving around. I don't see me on there.
Because that's mine. For some reason, my thing came off. And I'm really glad that it is, because you know how my allergies go. Tears, water. I mean,
I heard you talking. I was trying to get that workout.
I'm telling. What's that other money?
Man. We're gonna learn how to do this stuff here.
What's that other money, Razakhan, that they got?
No, both of them they both PAU But
You hear
one
it?
is unemployment compensation, where they give you extra $600. They're trying to stop it.
Not
But
to-
now, when you fill out the form, all you gotta do is put your social security number in there and let them, and they'll give you a line of questions to ask. You know what I mean? Just go all down there and ask all the questions. But now they have a lot of and you've been unemployed from March up until now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is what they do. They figure out how much they're gonna give you. Say like mine was $237 a week. You know what I mean?
Right.
They wind up giving me 18 times that 237. You know what I mean? Up in front.
Nice.
And then they start giving you $800 a week.
Wow.
That's because he got $800 a week because I got
Yeah, I missed mine first. The first of mine.
$779 because you get the 600. This is the one that they trying to pull off now. They're trying to break that down to 200, but they got people, warned to get that because what the Republicans are saying, if they give somebody $679 a week or $800 a week, and that ain't something that they was getting when they was working, what is the initiative to go the fuck back to work? And I tell you the answer to that: clean up this goddamn COVID.
Yeah.
That people can go back to work. Until then, people ain't working because they just don't want to work. But if you wind up with this magnificent thing that they should, and look, let me tell you, people with money, and who is that they gave the 10,000? What is it?
Kanye West got $2 million.
Kanye West got 2 million.
Yeah.
2 million.
Small business.
Small business. But people can apply for that small business.
Yes,
the brother
they
at
can.
ASCAP, I hope he know. Somebody go there and let him know to apply for that because he was shut down. He was shut down in all those months. He can get money for. And y'all let everybody else know. PAU what?
Just PAU.com.
PAU.com. Simple.
Website.
Government website.
So is it PAU.gov?
PAU.com. That's right. Oh, .gov.
.gov.
Okay. PAU.gov.
Yeah, PAU.gov.
And
See,
Mama,
yes.
we're gonna have you on when we get that money though.
Oh yeah. Look, we got Black Independence Day. Oh, that's gonna be done on the computer, right?
Yeah. Right, yeah. I'm getting ready to talk about it because we're getting ready to close out here. But yeah, next Saturday.
Right. And anybody want to get in contact with me, my cell phone number is 267-760-7344. PayPal, Pam Africa. What's the rest of it? 2019.
Yes.
Was that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Africa 2019.
Yep.
Cash App, yes.
Yes, indeed. Work for the revolution.
Yep. So, like I said, we've been to church this week, and I know that we're now church going people per se on this program, but we've been in church, the Church of Mama Pam Africa, the one and only, the warrior woman, aka the Minister of Confrontation of the MOVE organization. We thank you and we love you very, very much. And be safe in your travels on out to Chicago. Give Big Brother Fred my love, and Mama Kua my love, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Right. I'm doing the Independence Day thing on August the 1st too, right?
Well, I thought you were busy. I thought you was busy, Mama. I thought you would be out there in Chicago.
Hey.
Yeah.
I am going to be there in Chicago. Fred's going to be there and other people going to be there. I can still do that.
That's right. Let's go.
We'll slide you in, Mama. We'll slide you in. Okay.
That's right.
I had some people mad at me. But we'll slide you in.
No.
Oh, no. You know what? We could.
No.
I'll pop in for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll pop in for a minute because yeah. And but yeah, that brother Fred, we gonna be there. Okay.
Okay.
And today.
So
Get
y'all
off
heard
this
it
phone
here
and go.
first. Next week we will have special guests with us, Mama Pam Africa and Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
From Chicago.
on the program.
From Chicago. Live
Don't
from
forget.
Chicago.
Right.
Live from Chicago. So
I
okay.
hope brother went to pull up that PAU.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're going to follow the instruction, and they'll tell you when to file your weekly. You know, they'll give you a date to file your weekly. Because I made a mistake of and checked off all the weeklies before they paid me,
Yeah.
and wound up costing me $9,200.
Yeah.
That's what they initially supposed to give me. I'm trying to work it out now where I can get that back. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you have any questions, and call me and I'll get my daughter on the phone.
Got you. Got
All
you.
right now. On the move,
All right.
long live revolution. Long
On the
live
move. On the
mighty
revolution.
strong
On the
brothers.
move.
Red, black, and green.
On the move. We'll see you next
On the
Saturday.
move.
Love y'all.
Mama Pam signing off.
All right now. So wow, that was a one hell of a
Yes.
one hell of a show, man. One hell of a
Yes.
show. I mean, we went way over, but you know, I think sometimes it's necessary.
Yes. I agree.
I think it's necessary to do that. I think that, you know, there are going to be times we have people on that, you know, like Mama Pam, you know, we don't, you know, she's an elder. So, you know, we have to enjoy and embrace her and love her while she's here. And it's just beautiful, man. I thought it was a pleasure.
Yes, definitely. I want to. Are we doing the last words now?
Yes, we are, because we got to close out, brother. We are way over, and I know Knowledge Born is like, come on, y'all.
But I want to end with a quote by Mumia.
Go ahead.
Mumia said, "They don't want my death; they want my silence."
Mm-hmm.
Refuse to be silenced, people. Refuse to be silenced.
Yeah, I think that's apropos, brothers and sisters. Like I said, before we get out of here, let's remind you that next week's Sonic Ngoma will be a very special one. It is a prelude to the 16th annual Afrikan Independence Day Maya celebration right here on Do the Knowledge Radio, as we take a look back at the last 5 years of the best of the celebration of the Afrikan Independence Day Maya celebration, the best speakers and speeches, the best performers and performances. There's the flyer right there. Next Saturday, once we have done our show here, which will be on from 11 a.m. to 12:30, we will be back on the air at 4 p.m. Eastern Time with the 16th annual Afrikan Independence Day Maya celebration 2020. This year's theme, Culture is Our Immune System. We will be with you for 4 hours. You just heard it from Mama Pam and Chairman Fred. They're going to pop in. We've got the likes of Mama Nkoyo and Baba Amin. We have Dr. Wade Noble. We have Baba Baruti and Mama Inaya Baruti. We have Richard Raw. Man, it's so many people we have. Kazi Gang. Oh God, Brick the Foundation. We got some of the best performers for Queen Jazeera, Ife Jai. We've got some of the best performers, some of the best speakers and minds and activists to kick off Black August 2020. Kick it off right here on Do the Knowledge Radio and Urban Shaman's YouTube page for the 16th annual Afrikan Independence Day Maya celebration 2020. Culture's Our Immune System. So be with us starting at 11 a.m. right here on the Sonic Ngoma. Brothers, y'all got any last comments?
Nah, we will see you next week. We're gonna have a very special show, as we said, on Sonic Ngoma, and we just look forward to you all participating.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave everybody our information to get in contact with us. you can go to our official webpage, which is AfrakanIndependenceDay.org. That is the official webpage for the African Independence Day Maya celebrations. So I say the 16th annual African Independence Day Maya celebration. You should also go to Gmail. Hit us up on Gmail at AfrakanIndependenceDay@gmail.com. African is spelled AFRAKAN @gmail.com. And you can also hit us up on social media at Facebook, which is the 16th annual African Independence Day Maya Celebration 2020 on Facebook. And you can also hit us up on Instagram, on IG at African_Independence Day, African_Independence Day. And give us a call on our hotline, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 at 267-521-1544. Once again, that's 267-521-1544. For Brother Oba Oláyínká, Brother Khamuo Heru, Brother Farugh Maat, we love you all. We looking forward to next week. Peace, Black Power, Abibitumi, Abibifahoodie, Wakusu, race first. One God, one aim, one destiny. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to the
motive
gritty
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.